A mom posted on her Instagram page a recording from her husband, that is the father of these beautiful children. See, the man was saying that I don't like my kids. When I see them, it makes me want to do terrible things to them. I do not want them, blah, blah, blah. She posted it on her Instagram page, but then she took it out immediately. Immediately. And the ones that could get the recording or a little clip, they just recorded it and posted it on TikTok. Let me show you a small clip of the video, then I'll be back.
I don't like being with the kids. I hate it. It makes me hate them. It makes me want to do terrible things.
If you choose to say have children with this man, please be careful with the kind of men you have kids with. Be careful with the kind of men you get pregnant for, because you see women that they will just rush into pregnancy, they just want to have children just because they feel like being a mom is a fulfillment thing. But then you forget that you're pregnant for someone and the person has to be responsible as a good father. How can a father come out and say these things out loud? I'm very sure that he didn't even know that probably the wife was recording, he was unaware. How can you say those terrible things in front of your children? And he was saying all this in front of the children, saying I don't like them, I will do terrible when I see them, I always want to do terrible things to them. This kind of man that you're supposed to run away from, like immediately, in saying out loud, he has thought about it. He has thought about it different ways, and this is the very first time he's deciding to say it out loud. What do you think about this? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Let me share some few reaction on this, and I'll be back at the end of the reaction.
I don't like being with the kids. I hate it. It makes me hate them. It makes me want to do terrible things.
If this mom was my client, I would immediately recommend filing for emergency sole custody, for a protective order, and for all access to be supervised going forward. Those are drastic measures, but this is why I would recommend that. Number one, this father is saying these things in front of his children, and he's saying it in front of another adult. So if he ever had access by himself with these kids, God only knows what he would say to them, about them, in their presence. And these children are old enough and soon will be old enough to internalize not only his energy, but his words as well. And we don't know how that'll impact them in the long run. Two, he's bold enough to say being around the kids makes me want to hurt them. Even if he has some sort of mental health thing going on, which I'm sure he will claim, it doesn't mean that the kids are going to be safe in your care. That means that if they do things that kids are supposed to do that are age appropriate, like having a tantrum, wetting themselves, or being obstinate, you might still take it out on them physically, and that's not okay. Third, because he's perfectly curated his social media accounts to look like he's this great loving dad, I don't believe that he would be trustworthy in the sense of letting mom know, hey, I'm just not in a headspace to be around the kids, or I'm tired, can you come get them? This is a recipe for disaster. I'm glad that mom was able to record it. I don't know what state she's in. If it's something that's admissible, make sure you're in a one-party state if you're going to record somebody. But this is very, very concerning, and I have won cases with recordings like this.
I don't like being with the kids. I hate it. It makes me hate them. It makes me want to do terrible things.
So this is a video that this woman posted about her husband, basically saying that he hates being with his children, he hates taking care of them, and that he's worried he's going to hurt them. To me, this sounds like a Chris Watts situation waiting to happen. How much do you want to bet that this is the same kind of guy that would tell women they're selfish for not wanting to have children and fulfill their purpose? The selfishness of these kind of men that want to put all the labor on the women, that want no part of the work that it takes to be a father and a parent, and that will end up burdening the woman with the entirety of raising the children, keeping the household, and everything else. But I can promise you it doesn't start that way. It probably starts very wonderfully with how much they want children and how badly they want to be a father, but it always ends up there. And yes, of course, it's not all men. But the likelihood of something like this happening, it is a lottery that I would never want to play. I truly hope she gets away from him, because to me, this sounds like a very dangerous situation.
And when you see them on social media, you see him taking those pictures you were seeing scrolling up, even the one you're seeing in front of me like this. You see him holding the kids, you see him smiling with the kids, but he's saying those terrible things behind social media. And that's when you see people come and say, oh, but they are happily married. This family, this couple, they are happily married. I'll ask them, how do you know they're happily married? Are you in the relationship? They say, oh, but don't you see the way they post on Instagram? Don't you see the smiles? Don't you see how the man treats The they just say some things based on what people are showing you. People show you what you want to see, especially people that create content. People that create family content, relationship content, they show you what they want to what they want you to see, not what is going on around them. So imagine somebody that posts something like this, almost all his picture is carrying his kid. You'll be like, oh my god, he's a good father, he's a good parent, he loves his kid so much. Look at how he's smiling. Oh my god, this is exactly an example of it is not everything you see you believe. That is that. And we're talking about having kids for this, for some certain kind of men. I feel like most women that come out to talk about how regretful they are for having kids is because of the kind of men they decide to choose to have the child with. I'm not saying, well, I know people say, we say, oh, it's not all men. I know we say it's not all men, but when you see women come out to talk about how they regret having kids at all, most of them is because of the kind of partner. The partner is not supportive. The partner doesn't even value them at all, doesn't even care about the children at all. They're the one taking care of every single thing. And that is why they will say they regret having kids. I know there are other reasons why women decide, or they tell you they are regretful as a parent, or they wish they chose the right thing. There are other reasons, because some of them say because they want to choose themselves, they wish they've lived their life, because having kids delay your career, delay a lot of things. Yeah, that is that. But some of them, most of them will tell you that they don't have a supportive partner. They have partner that even resents the kids. Imagine you saying this in front of your children. You can hear the voices of those kids, and it was saying that when I look at them, I feel like doing terrible things. This is kind of man you're supposed to even go and report to the police. Take these recordings and go and report, because I don't know what you're still doing. I don't know why some women they will still be inside after him saying this thing out loud. They will still be inside the marriage and still be open, because sometimes I wonder, you see these things but you ignore them because you're hoping that things will change. He has told you exactly how he feels about the children, and some women will still decide to give make excuses for it. And these men are the ones that will come and look at child free by choice women that decide not to have children. For this kind of men, they'll be the first ones to say, you're gonna die alone. You're gonna die alone. You don't want to do this a legacy. You're selfish. You're gonna die alone. You're gonna die with your cat. How am I going to be happy going through pregnancy stress, going through childbirth, going through a lot of things, taking care of kids, toddlers, and hearing you say this horrible thing out of your mouth? How would I even advise other women to have children? How would I even want to have children for you again? How would I not regret having children for you? These are the things these men need to understand, because when women come and do their thing, men are quick to say, no, it's not all men, it's not all men. But most majority of you think this way. I'm not saying all men say these terrible things, but I just feel like they are the ones that tell you that they need children. By the end of the day, when you have these kids for them, they can't stand the kids. Most of the men can't stand their kids. You will see kids throwing tantrum, crying, and all of that. Most men can't stand it. You see them walking out of the house, you see them telling me, go meet your mother. I've seen videos of the mom just went to the bathroom and she gave the little baby to the father, and the next she just came out of the bathroom. He just threw the baby like, take your child, like you're out now, take your child. Like, these are men are the ones that tell you they want children. As a woman, you should bear children for them. But then you bear children for them. At the end of the day, they can't even stand those children. They can't even be with those children at all. They can't even spend time with the children. They always want to be there when the children is smiling, but let the children start throwing tantrum when the children, children can be very annoying. When it gets to the time, children are very annoying. Let's see what they're going to do. Most of them run away. That is how you see most men after work, they hang out because they don't want to go out home to, stay with the cat. Oh, during holidays, they are never around because they know that the kids are always around disturbing, shouting. They can't stand the noise, but they are the ones that will come and say child free by choice are selfish. Child free by choice people don't want to die alone. It's just so terrible. When I listened to the voice notes, it was very annoying and very terrible to listen to something like that come out of a father with these beautiful kids. It's so terrible. Let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. And thank you all so much for tuning in today. My name is Maria Davids. And yeah, don't forget to like and share and subscribe and turn on the post notification bell so you can get notified as soon as I upload another interesting video like this one. And of course, you all, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.